Wait, that was so funny. Do it again. The cats are wrestling. What's up, guys? It's beautiful Jellyfish. It's Tracy. Thanks so much for taking a little bit of time today to hang out with me. I really appreciate it. The cats are very lively, very awake this morning. Leia, it's so funny. Like, Leia would be, like, initiating, like, the wrestling. She's like, yeah, like, we're wrestling now. And Zelda would be like, I am not interested in that. We're not having the same conversation right now. It's really funny. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be doing a video on my best and worst deals. This is part 5. This is seriously meant to be, like, really fun and, like, lighthearted, just to talk about a couple of cool things I picked up and then some misses that I made. This is not meant to be, like, super angry, oh my gosh, I'm so mad that I got this, or whatever. This is just really, like, a lighthearted video. But, yeah, this is part 5, super wild. I'll list the other 4 parts in the down bar below if you want to hear about some really epic choices and some really not great ones. So, without further ado, let's just jump into it. Okay, the first thing. Gosh, this is like an annoyance more than anything. Worst deal number 1 is, okay, my favorite art, for Solemn Simulacrum is the one that it will be up here, which is the M12 art, right? Love this art. So this was before the card was really heavily reprinted in foil. And I was like, oh, like, I want to get one, right? Because I wanted one in Tasigur, and I was foiling out Tasigur, and I was prioritizing Tasigur, right? Okay, Zelda, we need to think about our choices right now, because we're in a very precarious position. Oh, this is not a good spot for a cat. Come, go down, go down, go down. Cats, man, that's what they do. So anyways, this was at the time where it was like, I don't remember what it was, but it was like printed a couple of times after in foil or something like that. But this was still my favorite art, right? And I was like, oh yeah, like, I want to get this art, right? And it was like $20 for this foil. And the reason that that was like so egregious was because the versions of the other arts were like much cheaper in foil. It was just because this at the time was like the only art that was printed in foil. Zelda. Sweetheart. And I was super, like, I wanted this art or whatever. And that was at the time that I was really prioritizing Tasigur. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll pay like $20 for this card. Now the foil is like $3. And I'm like, Tracy, if you just waited. And then I went on a rampage and I bought a couple of foil Solemn Simulacrums. And I'm pretty sure I also paid a little bit more for them. This wasn't as bad, but I think there was some that I was like, it was like $5 or $6 that I paid. And now it's like $3, but you know what? Life goes on. It is what it is. So that was one of my worst ones. Not super great, but it is what it is. Okay, now for a best one is I had purchased, I actually have to look up how much this card is right now because I forgot to do that. But I had purchased a Temporal Trespass foil, right? And just I want to keep in mind too, this card's only been printed one time, which is part of it. I purchased a foil Temporal Trespass. I couldn't even really tell you how much, but it was probably less than like $5 foil. Again, for Tasigur. The foil on this card is ridiculous right now. It is like lightly played, averaging around like $18, $19, $20 for this, and I literally paid $5, and I'm like, what is going on right now? I don't know why this card is ridiculously expensive. I mean, it's incredibly good. You can take an extra turn for 3 mana, you delve 8, you don't care, you exile these cards in your graveyard, you're like, whatever, that's fine. But anyways, yeah, super, super, super good deal on my part. I was like, that was just amazing. Okay. This is just like a little miss. This is not like a huge miss by any means, but I had purchased a Traverse the Ulvenwald time-stamped foil. Gosh, it was like $8 or something like that. It was around there. Maybe it was like 9 or something like that. Now the foil's like 4 to 5, and I'm like, that's like a little miss. That's just like a couple bucks. You know what I mean? That definitely wasn't one of the worst misses that I made. But it's still a miss. Still could have paid a little bit cheaper for that, but it is what it is. It's fine. Okay, best. Not necessarily because this card, like, is very expensive, but I just think that it's bloody cool. And I have a Spanish foil Birds of Paradise. And here's my thing about cards that are in foreign languages. I have really transformed my like whole view on this because I used to be really obsessed with cards that were in different languages, particularly Japanese cards. And the reality is if it's a card that's very complicated, like a Planeswalker, unless it's like Elspeth Sun's Champion, because I know that card like the back of my hand, like I know it. You know what I mean? You know, those cards that you just like, you know. But if it's a card that is like complicated, I am not interested in getting a like different language card. But if it's a staple card, a card that everybody knows, like everybody knows what Birds of Paradise does, I'm like, okay, it's fine. I can get it in a different language. But I got this like really cool Spanish one, and it is like so cool. It's foil. I got it for like $15. It is like a very cool one. It's the art, there'll be a picture, but I think it's like from M10 or M11 or something like that. It's super rad. I really enjoy it. So got that. This one just literally irritates me. Like this card just really bothers me that I like got this. Okay. So this card called Terraria, someone totally said how to pronounce this card, and I'm so sorry because I don't remember. Generator. Okay. I do not know what this card does. And I decided, you know what, let me just buy it in Japanese. Because I was on like a Japanese kick and I was like, everything needs to be in Japanese. I don't know what this card does. I'm pretty sure it's 2 mana tap. You may put basic land from your hand into, or you may put land from your hand onto the battlefield. Anyways, I have it and I never remember it. And I always have to look it up. And then I always spell it wrong, and then Google's like, what are you talking about? Because I'm always like, it's Terrarian Generator or whatever. And it's this whole big thing. It's super silly. I shouldn't have got it in Japanese. It's a miss for me, you know? Okay, last thing, best. Okay, this is ridiculous. I was like shocked by the deal on this. Okay, I bought a Judge promo foil, what's it called? Lord of Atlantis. For like $12.50. It is now $50. $50 for the Judge promo. I picked like a perfect time to buy it apparently, and it just skyrocketed in price, and I was like, what? What a deal. That was like a steal. That was like, that's my best on this list for sure. But I was like, that is absolutely insane that price jumped up so much. And the nice part about it is too, is sometimes when it's like, I make a worse deal, I'm like, man, and I still need like 5 of those cards. I only ever need 1 Lord of Atlantis. I'm only ever building 1 Merfolk deck. You know what I mean? So that was a super good deal on my part. So yeah. But anyways, guys, that is everything for chatting about my worst and best deals. I really would love to know what is a really bad, or I really like to know the good ones, in particular, what good deals that you made and scored on cards, whether it be in a trade or something that you purchased, or maybe something that you just opened. So that is everything from me. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll catch you in my next one.